returned. The prophecy has been fulfilled. Returned destruction.
Weigh the circumstances surrounding the very origin of the white man into the world, to then determine if he's capable of being civil, if he's capable of being human. This we must put on the scale of Ma'at and give it the Ma'atic weigh-in and see if it strikes the Ma'atic balance. And if it does not strike the Ma'atic balance, then we must make sure that we are not victims of history, because it is written that he or she who does not learn the lessons of history is doomed to repeat them.
The shadow arrived at the hotel and took the bloodied suspect up to the penthouse. As they entered, they found a lifeless as the two shadows stood in front of the king's bedroom. They stepped aside, revealing the king sitting on his bed in silence.
We killed all the assassins, as per your instructions, King.
The king sat there for 10 minutes, silent and motionless. Then he rose, stood, turned around, and faced the Yurugu assassin. The king's eyes were dry, like the desert, but the pain and anger on his face were evident.
Today, you took a part of me, my oldest son, Africa's future king. The only reason I haven't cried is that he loved being a shadow, protecting me, and that piece of metal that pierced his back would have pierced my heart. I don't need to question you. We know who sent you, your Yurugu. Your president promised he would kill me. My only question to myself is, you took something from me, and I must live with it. What parts of you can I take without you dying on me? Take him to the new transport you have secured. Me and the Queen will have fun killing him. It will be a great exercise to help us mourn. Yes, my king. Have my son's body properly stored for the flight. We must stay here one more day. It's time for us, and the Upinde wa Mvua, to have a talk on the destruction of our common enemy, the Yurugu.
The Yurugu president and his entourage had already boarded the plane, returning to America before the assassination attempt, and had learned that the king's son had been killed. However, the African king survived. The president was momentarily furious, but was replaced with a smile when he realized the pain he had caused and the pain that must be endured. Also, the fact that he had killed the future king of Africa, who was arriving back in America, prompted him to consult with I Am.
We failed to kill the king, but the future king is dead. I am.
Yes, great pain will be felt throughout Africa. We shall exploit that pain. That pain will compel the king to make mistakes. He found it useful that he appeared at the Upinde wa Mvua Council on Peace, displaying strength. He did not need to match our strength. We know he is a worthy opponent. Now, his anger and hurt will drive him to do more.
Yes, I am. He is weak now. But in this state of weakness, shouldn't we turn to his allies who hide in the mountains and forests? The Aboriginals. They attack us daily.
They are but a fly that buzzes in our ear for now. They will be dealt with. The networks that supply them are the true danger. They must be destroyed. In this time of mourning, we must prepare to strike again against the Afrikaan. Prepare the second strike.
I will do, I am.
I cannot change, and I will not change. And God damn it, don't ask me to change, because I'm not going to. The white man is not a devil, but the white man is the devil.
The African king proceeded to the Upinde wa Mvua king's palace, which had been fully rebuilt and made of glass. The guards had been doubled. As jets and drones flew back and forth, he sat in the car, this being his first solo trip without his son by his side. He joked with his son, pestered him, and asked him why he looked so serious. He wondered what had happened to his mother's beautiful smile, which he had inherited. He hadn't taken any of the Queen's calls and was trying his best to hold it together. Her voice would have easily shattered him.
We, the Upinde wa Mvua, deeply regret the loss of the prince. Your head of security, may you find forgiveness for this cowardly act that occurred on our territory.
No need for apologies. We are at war. My son was a valiant warrior. We who wield swords know that it can also fall upon us.
We wish to formally establish an alliance with the African Empire and all the kingdoms that stand with you. Together, we will fight against the Yurugu.
We accept your alliance. This should have been your first choice. We do not forget that you initially sided with the Yurugu. After we conclude this war, the way we have structured this planet and the position your empire holds will have to be discussed. How could an empire that speaks of peace actually live in glass houses? It could not unite with a warmonger against peaceful, loving empires. Do you not know your history? If you do, then we must consider changing your position in this world. No longer can you be the peacemakers.
We have made mistakes. At the end of the day, we do not claim to be gods like the African.
You do not need to be a god to know that the Yurugu is the devil.
And if the white man is not the devil, he's gonna have to do until the real devil gets here.
The coffin is removed from the plain and covered in red, black, and green. The shadow hand places the coffin on the soldiers' shoulders as the king and queen look on. Not a single tear is in their eyes. In private, they have cried for hours. The coffin is placed on a table in front of the royal family. As the queen steps to the podium to speak to the nation, the king is afraid to speak. Tears would fall.
My son, Prince loved the red, black, and green. As a child, when he learned of the thousands of years that this flag has held people together, he loved the red, black, and green. When he learned of Prophet Marcus Garvey, the creator of our flag, he loved the red, black, and green. When he learned what it symbolized, the red, the blood, the black, the people, the green, the land. He loved that red, black, and green. When he learned of the Prophet Malcolm, the Prophet Fred Hampton, the Prophet Khalid Muhammad, the Prophet Steve Biko, he loved that red, black, and green. He loved the black. He loved the people. So he loved the black. He would give his blood for the people. He loved the red. And each time he was away with his father, when he returned to Mama Africa, he would kiss the ground. He loved the green. My son is Prince Love the red, black, and green.
Dark room, filled with every device known to man that caused pain. In this room hung a Yurugu. Chains tied to his wrist, stretched apart. Chains tied to his ankles, stretched apart. Completely naked, with missing body parts. Each day the queen had come to this room and removed something. An eye, an ear, a lip, a finger, a toe, a tooth, his penis, a foot, a hand, trying her best to keep him alive for the king to kill.
I did not think he would live this long. This Yurugu is strong.
Yes, it's been 1 month. I'm hoping he survived till it's just his brain. Then you could stab a spike through it.
Do you ever talk to him?
Not a word, but I do laugh when he begs and screams.
I'm ready to kill him now. I promised our son I would send him to the afterlife, so he could kill him again.
You can kill him. Nothing else to remove. Even the vultures don't want his body parts. The ants left it in the sun to rot and dry up.
As the king takes his blade and puts it through his skull, the rain stops and birds outside begins to sing again.
See, the sun has appeared. Our son has just seen his killer in the afterlife. As the ancestors gather around them in a giant circle and cheer, as the prince knocks him to the ground and stabs him again and again.
Revenge. How the hurt love revenge. King and queen. Got a list of ones that will pay. Tune in next week as they go down the list. The red, the black, and the green.